Good morning, students. Actually, today we are going to discuss about adulteration. Especially, we want the chapter which we want to discuss is actually after classification is evaluation or the quality control of crude drugs, herbal drugs. What all the different types of evaluation is available, like chemical, physical, biological evaluations. The pharmacist have to evaluate the monograph which is given according to the standard books and WHO. So before that we should know what is the adulteration, because we are going to identify the adulteration. We are going to find out what is the impurities, what is the whether the drug is correlating or compare with the standards which is given by the specification of our authorities and the government of every country. That is, internationally it has to follow the monograph which is published by the authorities. So we are dealing with, so this class will be more useful for the 4th sem students in the unit 1, and also for diploma students according to the new syllabus. You also should know about various type of adulterations, and it's better to give some examples, because they are asking, even I have seen adulterations and the processing and the evaluation asked in one essay question. Adulteration is specifically the adulteration itself they have asked essay question, 5-mark question. So we should know simply adulteration is which is mixing with impurities. If you write, it may not be useful. So what all different types of adulterations, how it can happen and how it can be, examples also should be performed. Adulteration of drugs of natural origin, adulteration of crude drugs. So adulteration is an illegal act of debasing or altering the original pure drug. Original quality of the drug will be changed, and the property of an article and the properties of the article, properties of the crude drug, properties of the original drug, in order to cheat, they are changing the property to cheat or defraud others, to make money, or sometimes intentionally, non-intentionally. That is all it is possible. So, and how it happens, that is all we are going to discuss today. In a broad sense, if you want to say about adulteration, any change in an article, any change in the crude drug that lowers its standard, quality or composition, irrespective of cause, is regarded as, irrespective of the causes, is regarded as adulteration. Again I am reading, very important. In a broad sense, what is adulteration? Any change in an article that lowers its standard, quality or composition. The composition may be a mixture, maybe the active principle will be changed, the quality of the composition, no compromise in it, irrespective of causes, is regarded as adulteration. Any drug is regarded as adulterated, you can say adulterated, if it does not conform to the standard or the quality of the genuine drug by whose name it is sold or supplied. So this is also, we can say, adulteration. Crude drugs are adulterated by a number of illegal acts. These various acts of adulteration may be roughly divided into two groups. One is undeliberately adulterated, unintentionally, undeliberately adulterated. When the act of adulteration takes place due to various unintentional reasons, without knowing, in the cultivation, in the collection, by means of in the storage area, without our knowledge, without intentionally or without deliberately, that adulteration. Deliberately adulteration is for profit. When adulteration is done intentionally to cheat others, that is deliberately. Undeliberately adulteration will take place. So this is very important. We should know, one, without our knowledge, where all we have to be taken precautions, and to maintain the standard, it is responsible of the pharmacist, responsible of the researcher, responsible of the seller to the consumer to collect the good quality crude drugs and to supply to the consumer in a good quality, because it's medicine, it's treating for ailments, it's dealing with the health care. So it is purity plays the major role, and responsibility of the pharmacist to take care in this regard. So undesirable adulteration, the principal cause of undesirable or undeliberate adulteration, not undesirable, undeliberate or unintentional. Undeliberate adulteration may be faulty collection, in the collection itself, faulty collection of plant drug occurs due to, one, collection of the drug at a wrong season or at a wrong age of the plant. One, collection of the less important plants, parts of the plant, suppose leaf is more important, you may collect more the stalk part or the stem part other than the important part due to the ignorance. Collection of the sample from both genuine and wrongly identified due to lack of knowledge of the collector, wrongly identified similar plant due to ignorance or inadvertence of the collector. Advertence or about less knowledge about the collection of the particular plant to the collector is also makes this type of undeliberate adulteration. Imperfect preparation of the drug occurs due to the following factors, that is, every collection afterwards, preparation, after harvesting, preparation for the consumer, there also sometimes improper drying, processing, it's an important processing, any drug which is collected, moisture content should be removed completely, or it can be, there is a percentage of certain moisture only should be, otherwise mold or bacteria growth will spoil our activity constituents, or the complete drug may be deteriorated. So improper drying because of the use of wrong method or wrong temperature. Sometimes heating more, drying more, thermolamine compound will decompose and loses its activity, medicinal activity, usage of that particular drug may loses its medicinal activity also. So that is also undeliberately adulterating due to usage of wrong procedure for the processing, like drying. Incomplete garbling due to negligence. Incomplete garbling due to negligence and carelessness. So these are the knowledge of how to prepare the medicine for packing, how to make the medicine to the market or to the consumer for usage for the medicinal use. There the knowledge plays a major role. So improper packing also. Sometimes wrong packing may leads to deterioration of the drug or adulteration. Incorrect storage is also undeliberately adulterating on storage, improper storage. In improperly built storehouses without proper ventilation, control of humidity, not properly control the humidity of the storage area. Light and temperature plays a major role for deterioration of the compounds. These various causes results in the production and supply of a number of undeliberately adulterated crude drugs, which include inferior, deteriorated, spoiled and admixed drugs. These words students should write, that is inferior, deteriorated, spoiled and admixed drugs. So undeliberately adulterated crude drugs include all these things. An inferior drug means is a substandard drug which contains less quantity of active principle. Example, while collecting or processing Datura stramonium, the name is not specified. Datura stramonium, if you want to collect, it has good, in your writing, it has good hyoscyamin content. But when you see Datura metal is also same, Datura hyoscyamin is less content. So when you are the content wise, the active principle content wise, usually the rate will be fixed and the demand will be satisfied by the supplier. They may add this Datura metal with Datura stramonium. So see here, if the leaves of any Datura stramonium sample contains less than 0.25% of total alkaloids, they constitute an inferior stramonium drug, which is regarded as adulterated one. Even in the same plant also, while you are adding, if it is leaf is completely collected for the presence of hyoscine, and if it is less than the active principle is less than the constituents expected, because of the low quality of the plant, it can also be treated as an adulterant. A deteriorated drug is one in which the active constituent has been partially destroyed by aging, keeping for a long time, due to presence of moisture, growth of microorganisms or molds, due to heat, due to fungal growth, fungi, and due to insects or any other means, pests also. Example, such drugs which are regarded as adulterated include hardened powder. Example, they include hardened powder squill. Squill is an underground bulb which is a cardiac tonic, sclerinin A, and it is also used as a rodenticide. It has many other uses also. Sclerinin A, which is present in the squill, is having a very good activity, medicinal activity, and so it will be stored in the form of powdered form after drying. So if the powder form is hardened, the squill powder underground bulb, it looks like actually like garlic, allium sativum. So this garlic, it looks like white in color. but it is not garlic, it is not an internal use, it is an medicinal use purpose. You can see this. Hardened powder squill, the squill which is stored, which becomes hardened, the powder which is also shown, I have shown. It has become hardened, that is also an adulteration. Because it is got deteriorated. Over roasted coffee beans, caffeine, which is it is also a drug, alkaloid, you can see. Overheated, black, brown in color, very dark, original color of the coffee, you see. So, heating, processing plays a major role for drugs and drugs also. Moldy ergot. Ergot is already Clavices purpurea plant, which a bacteria which causes the growth in the rye plant. You see, this is the rye plant. 3 pictures I have shown. In the rye plant, in the rye fruit, there the black color ergot will be produced. Ergotamine, which is migraine, it is a very, very important drug which is used for various purposes. And it has lot of use, medicinal use. And this ergot, you can see this is this third picture, the first picture which I have shown. There they have not stored properly. Another microorganism have attacked that particular ergot. So moldy growth of ergot, moldy growth, that is when you add and mix together, then it becomes an adulteration. That is also an adulteration. Worms present in the rhubarb. Rhubarb is a rhizome actually. Rhubarb also rhizome. This is the rhizome which is taken from that plant, rhubarb plant. You can see it looks like a green plant in our place, like garden plant, but the rhizome is having the anthraquin glycosides, which is more commonly used for digestion and as well as for purgative purpose and for laxative purposes, and it has more use applications, medicinal use, the rhizomes. So the rhizomes, you can see there is a picture which I have shown, there is worms, the underground rhizome. If you are not properly right time collecting, or the soil has been infected by means of pest, they may eat the active constituent which is present in the root or in the rhizome. So that is also when you are packing and selling it or bringing to the dispersing area with the packing of this worm, rhubarb, that is also adulterated one. Rancid lard. Lard, you know, this is the lard, which will become rancid due to temperature and humidity condition. And rancidity, fixed oil, fixed wax, fats, they have, the rancidity is one of the thing which will spoil the fats and oils. So rancid lard, it should be thrown, it should not be mixed up with the good one for the sales, and it should be supplied. It should not be supplied if it is rancid. So rancid lard, if it is there, then it is also a adulterated compound. A crude drug is regarded as spoiled when its quality or usefulness is so impaired or destroyed by action of fungi, bacteria, insects and rodents, as to render it unfit for human consumption. All such drugs, when offered for sale or consumption, are legally considered as adulterated. An admixture drug is one in which other plant parts of the same plant or the same part of other similar plant got mixed through accidentally or by ignorance or by carelessness or even by lack of knowledge, they are considered to be adulterants. So example, you can see this is the plant senna leaf, and this is the pod which is present in the same plant fruit pod. They also having androgen glycosides and medicinal use. This is the dried pod, this is the dried leaf, and above which you can see stem part dried one. So they may mix it along with this leaf, dried leaf, for the purpose of getting money or to make business. They may add even pods in the dried leaf, stem in the dried leaf, and increase the bulkiness and the amount of weight and collect money. But the quality has come down. The amount of the active principle present in the leaf is not present in the pod, or the active principle, which is the amount of quantity which is present in the leaf, is not present in the stem part. So it comes to the low quality of the active principle and becomes an adulterant. So this is what I have shown by the picture which I have shown is written here. Senna leaves containing an excess amount of senna stem or pods while collecting or drying would be an admixture to the drug, and thus it would be regarded as adulterated. It is not a pure leaf. Senna means leaf. When you write leaf, leaf should be there. Different means of adulteration drug are as follows. Different means of adulteration drug as follows. Some examples I have added. Number 1, replacement of exhausted drug. Exhausted drug. That means volatile oil containing compound. Taking the volatile oil and you are selling it. You can see most of the cardamom which you are getting from the market is dried one. Already the volatile oil is completely taken, and the second quality is coming to cinnamon. So they are volatile oil, they are taken and they are sold separately, and they are giving the waste product for the market. So that is cheating. That is exhausted drug. Particularly this observed in the case of drugs such as cloves. Clove, you see, you can see that is they take the volatile oil and they will sell it, or over dried. Volatile oil, it is not there. Eugenol is not there, means clove is not having any activity. Saffron is a stigma which is obtained from the saffron plant. Coloring agent, low quality, mixing with other also there. Tea, once you remove certain components, dried more, exhausted drugs, wrong process, they all considered as an adulterated drug. Fennel, beautiful volatile oil containing compound, digestive compound. After a food, everywhere we used to take this fennel, dried one, adding with sweet, and also it is available. Umbelliferaceae, fruit, and so beautiful and fantastic medication for digestion, carminative, and many other actions are also there, pharmacological and therapeutic activity. It's also when it is not properly collected, stored, volatile oil is removed and then afterwards not dried properly, then it will become an adulterated one. Ginger also everybody knows is one of the important drug which we are using for every preparations. We used to add ginger and garlic, and ginger also have gingebrol. It has more medicinal value and it has more effective against bacteria and even virus also have been identified. So ginger also, suppose if you are removing the active principle and then or drying, not drying and removing or extracting and then it is sold in the market means it is adulteration. These drugs are exhausted and their active constituents reused and genuine drug after proper treatment exhausted. Saffron is color artificially. Sometimes they will add artificial color to some other stigma and they will add for the money purpose because it is costly. While ginger is mixed with starch sometimes and colored to produce the proper shade. Ficus nutmeg. Nutmeg is a very good spice used in various food preparation and made a mineral matter press into the molds and a flavored, made like a mold and it is also sold. This is the nutmeg. Is also adulteration is done like a mold, some same shape of nutmeg also sold in certain places, adulteration. Number 2, substitution with artificially similar with inferior drug. The harvesting of cultivated drug when it has not reached to the minimum standard of quality yields inferior drug. Sometimes before matured they will collect. Sometimes, so for example, clove you should not pluck mother clove. You should have young bud is having the volatile principle of eugenol. And aromaticity will be present only when it is in a young bud. Mother clove collecting, late collection, but they will not throw, they will sell it. But it doesn't have the active principle. Only the color and the shape will be there. So, sometimes if you are plucking some leaf which is not matured, only certain leaves are there which will only it will have active principle when it is become grown like digitalis. Younger leaf if you are having, it may not have digoxin. So collecting the inferior quality without knowledge and just selling is also an adulteration. The common example for substitution of adulteration is clove by mother clove. You see clove and this mother clove. Mother clove may not have the volatile principle. You should, buds only you have to collect. Saffron is adulterated with dry flower of Carthamus tinctorius. Carthamus tinctorius. Safflower. You see, this is saffron. This is Carthamus tinctorius. You see that stigma will be looking dried means it looks same, but it is not having saffron color. Digitalis also contain very less amount of glycosides mixing with, is also diluted with the preparation. Digitalis leaf containing higher percentage with a lower percentage of digitalis. Two pictures I have shown. One is with an digitalis leaf. There are leaves which is younger leaf. There are another variety which is less content of digoxin of active principle can be mixed up. Substitution with artificial similar. Artificially they looks like similar but inferior can be mixed. Substitution by artificially manufactured substituents. This is type of adulteration is observed in the case of drug which are costly. Mixing with another one like paraffin wax is twinned yellow color is added with the paraffin wax, paraffin white in color. Adding some colored tinge yellow and mixing with yellow beeswax. You see, paraffin is a synthetic product available in white color. Adding a color and making a cake like beeswax also they are used to sell. While artificial invert sugar mixing with honey. You see this invert sugar for sweetness adding some color, possibility to make honey. So this is also substitution by artificially manufactured substitution, purposely for mixing. They used to manufacture and they used to add. This is the two examples for this purpose. And substitution by substandard commercial varieties. Red chili, capsicum, frutescens, capsicum minimum also you can say, or substituted with capsicum annum. You see, capsicum frutescens or capsicum minimum is slightly lengthy, having good capsaicin present, but the low quality, little quality less, that capsicum annum, same variety, can be substituted and added and mixed with the and powdered and given. Same like Gentiana luteae is substituted by Picrosia curoya. This is Gentiana luteae. Gentiana luteae, we are not using the flower, we are using the root part. You see, this is Gentiana luteae, the stolen part, and also you can see that one is substituted by Picrosia curoya, which is having less active constituents and also easily available, cheap. So they will mix up with the Gentiana luteae, the Picrosia curosia, they may mix with that and adulteration. So substitution by substandard commercial variety with low quality, and substitution with Alexandrine senna with Arabian senna. You see, this is Alexandrine senna, Arabian senna. But the sennocyte presence is less, so Alexandrine senna is substituted with Arabian senna is also done. And substitution of rhubarb, already we have come across this rhubarb, is also androgen glycoside species with rumex. This is rhubarb. Rumex also having the rhizome in the same manner, same color, slightly different. They will mix up, and which is easily available, less quality. That is also substitution, which is adulteration is done. For example, Naxomica seed also. Naxomica seed is very difficult to adulterate, but that can also be adulterated by the species wise. Naxomica, Nux blenda, or Strychnus potarotum or potarotorum seed, that is also having similar structure. This is Naxomica, Strychnus naxomica. This is that potatorum seed, and this is about Naxomica, Nux blenda seed. All of them looks like similar, slightly different. They may mix up then and they will give. Original Naxomica we can identify, which has very good strychnine and brucin constituents. And fifth one, presence of organic matter obtained from the same plant. In this case, advantage of similar color, odor and constituents is taken into consideration, and other part of the same plant are added to the genuine drug. Example, cloves are mixed with clove stalk. Clove stalk, the stem, slightly stem part, the stalk part will be added for the weight. You see, clove stalks, it looks the same color. So in the large amount in kgs, when they are packing in a bags, they may add these stalks and increase the weight of the clove, and they will collect money. While caraway and anethum fruits are mixed one part of the inflorescence. You see, anethum fruits means dill, that is also Umbelliferaceae family. Slightly the fruit will be differ from caraway. Caraway is having a good value in all the food materials which we are using, even in India also, like cumin. So they will be added this dill which is little less quality, and when the variety is having less price, they will add and they will mix up and they will sell it. Sixth one, many a time of synthetic chemicals which constitutes one of the chemical constituents of the drug is added to the genuine drug. Like benzobate is a synthetic chemical to balsam of Peru. Where is your benzoic acid? So benzyl benzobate can be added to the balsam of Tolu and adulteration. Citral to oil of lemongrass. Citral is a chemical which can be added. Camphor oil and eucalyptus oil to the oil of rosemary. So several times wastage or waste from the market are collected and admixed with the drugs. This is observed in the case of unorganized drug. The waste of the powdered market mixing is unorganized drug, or in a liquid drug they used to mix up. The piece of amber colored glasses are added in colophony, because colophony looks like a glass piece, shining, which we are using for various purpose of varnishing, coating and various preparation of even chemical methods, and also it is used for many laboratory purpose in various, and this can be added. Pieces of amber colored glass they used to add, because, and limestone, you see limestone and asafoetida. Limestones they used to add for the profit in asafoetida. White oil in the oil of coconut, colorless oil of coconut, white oil can be added. And stearin or paraffin in cocoa butter, or deliberately kind of adulteration. These are deliberately knowing for profit they used to add synthetic products and making money. Stones are added like limestone, adding to the asafoetida. Glass pieces are amber colored glasses to the colophony. White oil to the oil of coconut. Paraffin or stearin. This is paraffin. You see paraffin, already we have seen paraffin pieces. Or stearin also white in color. Adding some small colored and then making into cocoa butter. Original cocoa butter, how it looks from the beans. So this is about adulteration. I have given a small explanation. You just go through and refer and do the needful and read strongly, so that it will be helpful for your exams. They are asking adulteration, 5 mark questions, and so you have to be thorough, even for both diploma and also degree students. Make your notes yourself and study well. Thank you.